Hi, this is Nora De Silva. Not all kind of losses are bad, but actually some kind of losses are useful. My guest today, she has lost 150 pounds, which is 68 kilogram. Let's talk to Dorothy and introduce to her weight loss journey. How did she do it? What motivated her? And how she kept that losing weight constant. Hi, Dorothy. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for coming into my channel today and your willingness to share your journey with us.
Thank you for having me.
Can you share your weight loss journey with us and over which period of time did you lose that weight?
Sure. Oh, goodness. That's a loaded question. Where do I start?
Okay.
So it took about 2.5 years
Okay.
so far. I started out, I think, at my heaviest at 271 pounds. Just for reference, I'm 5'2", so that is, pretty significant.
Yeah.
For someone of my height. And I had spent most of my life in childhood being overweight or obese. And I suppose that there's a lot of, struggle, mental health related struggles, dealing with that. As much as we try to acknowledge body positivity in today's day and age, it's not always the case for everyone. Not all bodies are socially accepted.
True.
So definitely felt that growing up, and I let that kind of affect my self-confidence and my self-esteem, my self-worth, and it affected the things that I wanted to go after in life. I would convince myself, that I wasn't able, for whatever reason, the stories that one would tell themselves to talk themselves out of things. But I think it came to a point when I just got tired of sitting in the back seat of my own life and watching these opportunities pass me by, like career opportunities, relationships with certain people. So there was that. And also, I think, throughout my life and battling the issue of weight, there were periods where, I would really dedicate myself to diet and exercise, and I would lose maybe 50, 60 pounds at most, but then I would gain it back over some time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was all kind of individual motivation, individual kind of goals that I would set for myself. And I think the turning point for me this time around was that I, as an individual, recognized that I needed more of a support system around me, and that I needed a more collective approach, because willpower alone wasn't doing it. And I said, it's okay to need help.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I went ahead and I got my help that I needed to lose the weight.
Okay, so what do you mean by help? Was there a support system, like someone was helping you, like from the family or friends? What do you mean by help?
Yeah, so essentially I went to my GP, my general practitioner, my doctor.
Okay.
And I said to her, I've been struggling with my weight, as you know, for my whole life, and I've tried XYZ. I haven't been successful long term, and I need some help. So she referred me to a nutritionist, and she referred me to kind of like a cognitive behavioral therapist,
Mm-hmm.
As well as mindfulness kind of courses and seminars. So through, learning about nutrition, through learning about cognitive behavioral therapy, and doing mindfulness seminars and things like that.
So she worked on the mind first before we're going for the food. So you needed to understand first the importance of losing weight, how to control it. Is that right?
Yeah, or even kind of, I think mindfulness, it's such a loaded a loaded bag of tools
Okay.
and tricks, but if I could summarize it as succinctly as I possibly can, it's basically understanding what your triggers are, what your motivators
What's
are.
the reason behind
to,
overeating
to
stop them?
overeating or to eating unhealthfully,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
that sort of thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can you summarize now the motivation behind 1, 2, 3? What is the motivation? Job, finding a job?
Honestly, it's holistic for me. It's holistic because there's no one aspect of my life that suffers more or less because of lack of confidence or worthiness.
Okay. I see.
That stems
That's the motivation.
from,
Okay.
yeah.
Self-image, self-confidence, looking. Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I
And
guess we could
and
say
it is
that.
true. Like, if you are overweight of 60 or 70, that's a whole person you're carrying with you. So you look younger, the health will be better by losing this weight. You feel lighter as well, moving and going and all these, like, it is a good combination, good privilege to have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your approach to lose weight? Was it a diet, exercise, or both?
Oh, it has to be both.
Both.
There's really no other way.
Okay.
Honestly, it has to be a combination of both and just an overall lifestyle change. So I would say that I radically changed my diet and my exercise routine and schedule for sure.
Sure. Were there any challenges or obstacles that you have faced through your journey, and how did you overcome these challenges?
Of course, I think throughout the weight loss journey, I think there's a lot of like mental challenges that kind of happen along the way, because you can kind of rely maybe too much on the scale, too much on the number that you're seeing, and if you fluctuate the 1 or 2 pounds per week or whatnot, up or down, that can really have a mind game on you.
Yeah.
And maybe you think you're not progressing, or you're not progressing as fast as you should, or you would want to. There were times when I would hit like a plateau, for example, where my body just kind of got comfortable at a certain set point and then would stay at that weight despite my efforts.
Okay.
For months on end sometimes. And then just with that significant amount of weight loss as well, you know, there comes some side effects to that, which is loose skin. And kind of readjusting to looking at my body, my new body in a different way. Learning to recognize myself again, I guess. But to your second part of your question, how I overcame those things, I mean, the mental struggle that happens when you rely so much on the weight, I mean, of course, the mindfulness practice has really helped me. And also looking at other types of markers of success other than weight on the scale. So let's say my clothes fit differently, or I can shop for a smaller size, or let's say I gain more energy, or you know, I feel healthier, or I feel stronger, that sort of thing. And then to overcome the plateaus, I would have to change something pretty radically in my exercise regime, because I would say that my diet was pretty regimented, and I was always staying in a calorie deficit. So really, it would be the exercise that would need a shift. So I would have to kind of like jog my system out of what it was used to and try something different in my exercise routine.
Were there anyone helping you on putting those exercise, a specialist, like no, yourself?
Yeah, not really.
Okay.
I didn't have any personal trainer or anything like that. I just, you know, social media helps. I see these people who are really into fitness or really into certain types of exercises and activities that interest me, and I follow them, and I kind of look at their tips and tricks, and I try to incorporate them into my own routines.
Perfect.
But I think the main thing for me is, if you want it to be sustainable, it has to be something that you enjoy.
True.
Because
True.
it's just not going to work if you're dreading doing it.
Yeah, because there are lots of types of exercises. You might like swimming over biking or walking over, I don't know, staying in the gym ways or something. So you find which one you love,
Yeah.
so you do it constantly and you don't get bored or you feel forced.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. How did you stay motivated and focused through your journey?
Well, again, kind of a loaded answer. You don't always. You really don't.
Okay.
You're human, and
Okay.
everyone is, and
Sure.
everyone's going to have their hiccups and their struggles. But I think what really kind of stuck out in my head was just to keep showing up for myself.
Okay.
So it's okay to get down sometimes. It's
Sure.
okay to fall down.
That's
But
nice.
you cannot
It's
stay
okay.
down.
Yeah.
You cannot stay down.
Yeah.
Get back up and show up for yourself every
Yeah.
single day as best as you can. And if you have a little hiccup, it's okay. Just tell yourself it's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. Do better next time.
Yeah, beautiful. Did you experience a non-scale victories, like something related to your health or positive feelings about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, my my muscular and cardiovascular endurance is a million times better. Like back when I was 271 pounds, I would have never imagined myself as an athlete or even dared to call myself that.
Okay.
But I feel very much like one now, or at least I strive to be. I think I've become a better cook, definitely, because I've always cooked, but even more so cooking my own meals and getting creative in how to make things both helpful and satisfying and tasty. So I feel that I've become a better cook, and I like other non-scale victories. Like I've become I've always been a big lover of fashion, but even more so now that I have more options and I can
Nice.
buy things that fit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
more, I guess, attention from the opposite sex, which isn't why I do it, but it's nice.
Nice. Yeah. Why not?
I'm
Why not?
single. Just saying.
A complete package. You don't look at from one side. It is a package, right?
Yeah.
This and this and that.
Yeah.
All
exactly.
works together.
Yeah.
How did you handle cravings and temptations through your journey?
Yeah. Sometimes I handle them well.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't.
Okay.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I have a massive sweet tooth.
Okay. Me too.
I can
Me
eat
too.
very, very clean and very lean in my everyday diet. But
Yeah.
pastries are my vice. Chocolate almonds, whatever.
Yeah.
They're delicious.
Yes.
And I think I go through these phases, these periods where I'm very much on track. And then sometimes I get off track and then I give in to my cravings a little bit. But again, to my point that I previously made, you get down sometimes, but get back up and do better the next time. Some tools from mindfulness that I have taken away is to kind of breathe. As silly as that sounds, just breathe through it. And sometimes counting for me helps. Or, thinking about something else. What else? Actually trying to identify what's triggering me in that moment. So if I'm drawn to eat, for example, and I'm not hungry, like I sit there with that thought and I think, okay, I'm having this craving. Is this real hunger?
Exactly.
Or what's going on?
Yeah.
To make me compulsively want to reach for something and eat.
Yeah.
And I found that my particular triggers are work stress, and just heavy emotions sometimes. So I can be prone to stress eating or emotional eating. And sometimes what helps me combat the cravings is doing something different as well. So like if I'm getting stressed out at work and I'm thinking, oh, I want a chocolate almond right now, you can get up, maybe go out on the balcony, take deep breaths, enjoy nature, enjoy scenery, go for a walk, whatever. Do other things that give you pleasure. There was actually someone in one of my mindfulness seminars, she's going to be famous right now that I repeat this, but she said something really interesting to me that just clicked, and she says, you know, I feast on other things now. It's so simple, but it is very profound, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've done that many times. Emotional, stressful eating, I've done that many times. Why do I think of food rather than doing like go for a walk?
Yeah.
Or put makeup, or call a friend, or just do anything else? Why to crave on food? It is just a question. Just the minute that you put the food in your mouth, the pleasure, then the side effects of it, it takes long time.
Yeah.
Unnecessary food. You need to know exactly why do you eat the food? Why do you want it? Are you hungry?
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly the very good question to ask ourselves before we start to crave the food. Thank you so much. Has your life has changed when you changed your lifestyle of eating, when you lost weight? Were there any challenges in your life or benefits or both?
Yeah, I would say my life has changed. I'm a lot more active now, and I actually love being active. Um, it took me a while to get there, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
And sometimes, it is really tough to get motivated to work out. But once I'm there, I never regret it. Once I'm doing it, I never regret it. And I always feel good after.
Yeah.
And it does bring me joy. It does bring me a sense of calmness. And there's not only like a physical strength that comes along with that, but there's a mental fortitude as well. I feel like knowing how much I've accomplished, feeling better in my own skin, makes me a lot more resilient in terms of the types of comments that I might have received before, or I might even still get, who knows, or maybe different. They might be different now, but it just helps me kind of like dodge those comments. I'm just I'm stronger mentally and physically, which is nice. The unexpected challenges, not so unexpected. I knew that in losing more weight than I currently weigh, I would have excess skin. So there's that challenge. There's also the challenge of, eating out, eating with family or with friends or with potential romantic interests, because so much of our life as people and in society revolves around food.
Food, yeah.
Like any kind of leisure or
Yeah.
enjoyment.
Yeah, but
Food.
you still can now make the right
Yeah.
decision. Like I would go for vegetables or maybe nuts or a healthy drink, like not much sugar of it, and as well a protein. Or you don't eat the whole day and you're going out, you're going out, then you eat one good meal. Like you know how to play with it now. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. But not all restaurants cater to everyone's diet.
True. That's
right?
true. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
let's say, for example, I have a date who wants to go to some greasy spoon.
Okay.
That's not going to jive with my diet.
So what do you do?
I don't go.
You don't go.
I
Okay.
don't go. I have
see.
my boundaries, and I
Okay.
stay very firm.
Okay.
So I feel like what's changed for me in my life now is my health is my priority.
It's number one.
And that's above all relationships.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah, you can just suggest another restaurant,
yeah, yeah.
for example.
Could
as
go
well.
to another restaurant
Yeah.
where there's options for both of us.
Sure.
Compromise, make it work, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But I'm not willing to compromise on my integrity and taking care of my health. That's one of the areas where I like to maintain my integrity to myself, because I know that if I bend here or I bend there, then it's going to set a precedent. It's going to become a pattern, and I'm going to find myself slipping away from my goals,
Again.
and then that doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, that's it. What advice you would give for someone who is just starting their weight loss journey?
So I did take some notes down for just some mention of some practical advice for people who are just starting out their journey or are on their journey already and just want some new ideas. So things that have worked for me. Take notes of quotes and positive affirmations that inspire you and have them visible so you have a constant reminder to put you in the right headspace. Protect your peace and progress at all costs. Be committed to yourself, your health, and your goals first and foremost. And set boundaries that are firm and healthy for you. Not everyone will be understanding. Not everyone will be supportive. But they don't have to be. How you decide to approach your diet and exercise really is nobody else's business. Be selective about who you're surrounding yourself with and let go of or create distance between yourself and those that pose a threat to either. No matter how much you resist, reject, or disbelieve, you are capable of doing hard things. So keep doing them until you believe that they can and they will happen. And I think it's really important to be in the right mindset of progress over perfection. Perfection's unattainable. Progress is beautiful. Try to change your perspective of eating healthy as restriction and exercise as torture. Practice gratitude for the things you gain from nourishing your body with the nutrition it needs, and for having a body that houses you and moves you to be able to do the things that you enjoy. And think of all of the things that you gain from living a healthy lifestyle. Self-love doesn't always mean treating yourself with food or spoiling yourself or pampering yourself. Sometimes it's hard work and can feel extremely difficult and challenging, but the rewards are worth the effort and you are worth working for. Self-love can mean self-discipline and self-respect too. So think of diet and exercise as an investment in yourself and in your future. So how everyone approaches nutrition is different. And there's a lot of conflicting information out there that can be very, very confusing. But what's worked for me, and I'm not saying that this is the recipe for success, everyone is different, so take from this what you will and apply it to your lifestyle in a way that makes sense for you. So what worked for me is sticking to whole foods whenever possible, reducing sugar, fat, and salt intake, and staying in a calorie deficit. I didn't eliminate any particular food group since that wouldn't be enjoyable for me or sustainable. And I try to balance every meal and snack with protein and fiber to keep me satiated. If you want to envision your plate in like 3 sections, half of your plate should be vegetables, a quarter of it protein, and a quarter carbs. The leaner and cleaner that you eat, the less calories per volume. So it means you can actually eat a higher volume of food that's lower in calories, which helps with fullness. Mindfulness practice also means listening to your fullness cues. So eat slowly and rate your level of fullness and satisfaction after each bite. Stop when you're satisfied. Use tools to help you. Track your food and calorie intake and your activity levels with apps like MyFitnessPal, Strava, etc. There's plenty of free apps out there like that. It keeps you aware and it keeps you accountable. And accountability is not punishment, it's actually power, in my opinion. If you are responsible for your thoughts and your actions, and they aren't in line with your goals, you can equally be responsible for turning that around. Use measuring cups, a food scale, smaller bowls, plates, and cups to control your portions. What gets measured gets managed. What isn't can quickly get out of control. Meal plan, prep, and package healthy portioned meals and snacks that you can grab on the go, so you're not forced to eat out or make unhealthy choices. And that's pretty much the healthy, practical advice that I try to live by. Again, I'm not a perfect being. Sometimes I falter, but every single time that I fall down, this is what I try to come back to get myself back up.
now, as you have sustained it for how long? How long have you been sustaining your weight?
I don't know. I've stopped keeping track maybe since summertime when I reached my goal. I would say that my body has been kind of like I've been working to maintain it. Again, I still kind of stumble and I overindulge, and then I might step on the scale and I realize my weight's crept up. I need to get back and get regimented again, and that continues to happen.
No, but I think now it is way easier. When you lost the weight, it is not as you started because your body get used to like before you need like that much of sugar, that much of carb, that much of protein. You are used to like snacking and getting cravings on unhealthy food. Now your body doesn't need the same. So even if you crave like something a week, it's normal and it is easier. It won't stay the same hard. For me as well, I lost weight. It wasn't like, it isn't hard, I mean, now as it was in the beginning when I lost the weight. And when you reach to the point when you control your thoughts and your brain, why do I eat this food? I talk to myself a lot through the day. Like even the portion, if I want like chocolate, I take 2 pieces dark chocolate or 3, I put it aside and that's it. I'll eat meat, I'll eat bread, but I'll portion it. This is my portion, I put it aside, no more. The things that it will increase my weight. I don't deprive myself, as you said, because you cannot like keep this way, but at least you put the portion, your body gets used to it, and sometimes it's okay to cheat. There's no harm to eat like something you like once a week.
May I ask you a question?
Please, go ahead.
I know I'm vegan.
It's okay, yeah.
But have you ever been obese?
Not obese, but overweight. Not obese, no. Obese, no, but overweight. And as you said, stressful eating and emotional eating. Yeah. And I didn't as well pay attention of what I'm eating. I used to be with kids, my kids, I mean, not any kids. Like when your hands are full of the kids, I don't find like a good time for myself to eat. So I would eat anything, leftovers or carbs or chocolate or anything. No me time. Not, I don't go and sit and, oh, this is me time, I need to eat salad or this or that. So it is different in everyone's life. There's different like stories, different situations. Why do we increase weight? It is good to figure it out, to work on it and keep it.
Yeah. I did want to mention something because I figure your YouTube channel is probably going to have a pretty wide audience, and it would be nice if, I'm just thinking back, it would be nice if, you know, when I was bigger, I had a sort of validation for this. So this is why I'm mentioning it now. But the reason why I say that it takes work every single day is because I would even say that for me at least, and for a lot of other people out there, there is such a thing as food addiction. And as much as it's been unvalidated by mental health professionals, like therapists, psychologists, they've said to me, food addiction is not a real thing. It's not like you can be addicted as you are to
no,
like
that's not right.
A substance,
not
like,
right. No, because
like a drug.
yeah.
But I've been told that it's not a thing.
No, that's not
And
true.
for someone who has lived their entire life obese with an unhealthy relationship with food, the experience for me was very real.
Different.
And that's why I say it's going to be work for me every single day for the rest of my life, because once an addict, always an addict. And
I know now. I know. I got your point of view.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whoever's out there that's dealing with the same, just know that there are people who
Food addiction.
who feel that
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
and deal with it.
I will interview a person like in 2 weeks, I was reading it is about drugs addiction. So I was like when Googling about the material that I need to know before doing the interview, I've read there is lots of kind of addictions, but like gambling addictions, shopping addictions, any other kind, not only drugs. So now you are adding one more, food, eating addiction as well.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's a pleasure, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a
Yes.
pleasure. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a mode of self-soothing, essentially.
Yeah.
Maybe stemming from, you know, a lack of soothing that we were missing somewhere else in our lives or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But I would also want to suggest that even with massive weight loss, and even as someone, you know, who's been, I guess, successful at managing the food addiction, although still working through it, there is such a thing as transfer addiction. And I think that people need to be wary of this and mindful of this too in their weight loss journey. Because sometimes when we realize that we can no longer reach for food to self-soothe, we reach for something else. And that often can turn into, I don't know, like a shopping addiction, or maybe smoking, whatever, you know. So mindfulness as a practice, it's very holistic, and you have to think about it that way too, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. So how has your self-image improved and your self-confidence has improved since you lost weight?
Well, I feel better in the clothes that I'm in, and it feels nice to be able to see my shape. It definitely, sometimes when I look at myself in the mirror, it's wild to me where I can see bones that I wasn't able to see before.
Okay.
Or where I can see muscle definition, and I'm just like, that was under there.
Yeah.
Like when I was bigger, I never saw my collarbone. I didn't even think I had cheekbones when I was bigger because my face was so round. You know, so that's changed for me. And my self-image, I don't know. I feel like I still have a lot of work to do in terms of catching up mentally with how I physically changed. I feel, you know, my disposition, my personality, I'm very, very tough on myself. So it's almost difficult to just sit and acknowledge the accomplishment, or sit and admire the new body I'm in. So I need to practice that a little bit more.
Nice.
No, but overall I feel much better. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm 100% there yet. Like I don't feel like I'm God's gift to the earth or anything like that. I don't feel like, you know, I've been carved by angels or anything. But I'm, and I don't know if I'll ever see myself that way, but it's a work in progress.
Okay.
Mentally and physically.
Do you want to tell us anything else that we have missed through the journey, or tips, or do you want to give advice or encouragement words to people who want to lose weight? Anything you want to add? Wrap up our subject for today?
I feel like I've said everything that was on my mind, and I've been very authentic, I think, and forthcoming about a lot of very personal things.
Yes, yes.
So I don't think I have anything to add.
I'm thankful that you have shared your personal things to open up in a program. Opening up first help to heal you. Second, it will help the audience. Lots of people suffer from the same, yet with the all information and technology, it is not easy for others to open up. There is nothing to be like scared from now anymore, because all the problems, people suffer from it. Everyone suffers from different things. The important things is to know it, deal with it, and take the right steps to heal, and let other people hear it as well and make use of it, because you are not there by yourself alone. There are lots of thousands or maybe hundreds of thousands suffering the same. Right? You are helping others in this disclosure that you made.
I hope so.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dorothy, for your time and your willingness to come and share the information with us today. It was a pleasure meeting you as well.
Thank you for having me. I do appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Okay, guys and girls, I hope you have enjoyed the episode for today. And please make time for yourself. It is time to change. If you are overweight, if you are obese as well, do the calculations. Is it better to stay like in the current shape? What is the advantages and disadvantages? And I am telling you, it is for sure that losing weight, it will be a very good improvement to your health, your self-image, to the self-confidence and everything else good in life. Thank you so much. That was Nora De Silva.